away from Dalton now. It's a smashing ball, it's Martins!
Josie Cavallero,
And it's just out to the man!
Josie.
Sensation! What a wonderful finish! That is the most embarrassing end goal! Oh, what a goal! He's struck it sweetly, and does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copy picked off.
It's good to be here on Quality Para Day in this part of Nigeria. It is the second day of Salah, Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Fitr, and this is the day before Ojide Oba celebration. If you are an Ijebu, you understand this one. I grew up in that area, so I understand how Ojide Oba used to be. I wish to be there, but duty calls. Ojide Oba, very beautiful celebration. Of course, always a celebration that thrills. It's a celebration of Eid al-Adha, Eid al-Kabir, the big Eid, as we call it in this part of the world. Welcome to the show. Let me see. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Eid al-Barak to all. Muslim Umar right there listening to the sound of my voice. This is a beautiful Saturday evening. It is good to be here again. It is a beautiful day. It is the very first Saturday, the first weekend in the 6th month of the year 2025. And I'm glad to be here again. It is a beautiful day. Sorry, I couldn't be here yesterday somehow. Duty calls. We were stuck on the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road. Wahala we saw on the Lagos-Ibadan Express Road yesterday. But somehow, we're here now. Thank you so much for joining me. On behalf of Daniel Adi and the sports here, the Lotte number one, as you call him. I'm not even calling him like that. He's my boy, so I can't call him that name. You're calling him. He is a sports here in whom I'm well pleased. Bola Egufen representing big time. The sport boy is what people are calling him. He's yet to find a name for himself, so now you give him the name. But Daniel gave him a name the other time. Sport, what did you call him, Daniel?
Ogida.
Ogida Sport. And it looks like an Ogida, you know. Alright, so welcome to the show. Oh, you Wale Adetu, making sure everything is nice right here. And of course, Sports Marshal himself. And your life will be making things right at this time. My name is Fuchi. You call me the finest, and it feels good to be here this beautiful afternoon. Yeah, what are we doing this afternoon? We're going to be looking through. This afternoon, we're discussing something, and this is what I want you guys to also. Yes, I'm not just saying, yes, the finest welcome. Daniel, you're enjoying, let's discuss this afternoon. Do we still need Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles? With what you saw yesterday, I'll be asking my guys here as well, do we still need Victor Boniface? After the game, he put up a post and he deleted it. He put up a post about retirement from the Super Eagles and he deleted. Why did he delete it? Maybe the guy is also saying that it's not needed because he plays for about 68 minutes. Yet no impact. But the boy came in less than 5 minutes. He made an impact and scored a goal, talking about Tulu Alukudari. So do we still need Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles? He's been given enough time. In fact, the time they've given Victor Boniface, they've not given the tall lanky one, talking about Paul Onuachu. They've not given that kind of time. So do you think the time we've given Victor Boniface, we still need him in the Super Eagles because he's not been able to prove anything? That's one. Then we'll be previewing as we speak right now, Arina Sabalenka is dealing with Coco Golf. We'll be looking through that, talking about the final of the women final of the French Open in 2025. We'll be looking through that this afternoon as well. And again, transfer news everywhere. I have something to ask Daniel this evening. I don't know why they had to give number 9 jersey to Delap. It's like they don't like that guy. Because in Chelsea, once you wear number 9 jersey, you are in for a doom. And Delap, they give him number 9. His boy is smiling. I think he doesn't know the history that comes with the number 9 jersey in Chelsea. You look at that as well. So many other transfer news as well. Basketball news. We also be sharing with you. So welcome. If you're good to be here, and this is how we rock. So keep your messages coming on our social media platforms, especially on the Facebook stream. Melody 100.7 FM on YouTube as well. Melody 100.7 FM. Let me welcome my guys. Daniel Adeyemi, the sports seer, is good to be here. They call you the troublesome one, but I don't see you that way.
No way.
But sometimes you could be troublesome, you know.
There's a difference between the man behind the scene and the man, of course, on the camera. So
which one is behind the scene and behind the camera?
The original one is the one behind the scene. Of course, I make trouble when there's need to make trouble.
Okay, so you actually agree that you're a troublesome person?
No, really. It's always good to be here to talk sports. And I'm looking forward to meet people in class today and, of course, to talk about things that matter, especially the case of Boniface.
I'm telling you, everybody's talking about him right now.
Careless, ruthless, I don't know how to call him, childish, I don't know.
That boy, I think the time he's supposed to focus on football,
he's always
focus on social media.
Social media. I don't know. I feel sometimes these guys are not surrounded by people who can talk to them. You know, the days of Cristiano Ronaldo, Lionel Messi, these guys are people who can talk to them, tell them to
maybe this guy should have been better a content creator.
Yeah. I mean, Babola and I were talking about it the other time, like he's going to make a lot of money if you retire content and go about creating content. I mean, people will know him as a field footballer who goes into
the field footballer.
He failed. Let's not say because he made money.
I'm not going to say Leverkusen fans see him as a field footballer.
What exactly would they know him for? Contributing to the season that he actually didn't play half of it. I mean, the season they won the league, he didn't play half of the games that season. So, for in my opinion, I think he's a field footballer. He's got a lot of potential. No, to whom much is given, much is expected. If you're playing for Bayer Leverkusen, you've got the biggest shot at it. Jam me, and you mess with everything. I don't know what trouble you had with some of your colleagues last season that made Alonso, to put him aside. It's what is happening with him in the Super Eagles as well.
Okay.
You went on to play 62 minutes and then you brought on off and then you go out to say, I don't hang good.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Childish person.
Hanging good for who? Anyway, we're coming to that. We're not yet there yet. We're just welcoming Daniel, and of course, for you to know that Daniel is a troublesome guy. See how he just came in. The Bola Igbefemi is also right here. The Sport Bobo. Which one? Choose one now. Ogidon Sport or Sport Bobo?
I don't want Ogidon Sport.
You don't want
Ogidon Sport because
so which one do you like?
maybe Sport Bobo is still very
Sport Bobo, that looks like a childish one.
But it looks like also like a small boy. Just looking up. Sport Bobo.
Anyway, Sport Bobo.
some other people call me Sport Bam Bam too.
Sport Bam Bam. Yeah. Okay, now you are talking. So choose one of what Sport Bam Bam.
Sport Bam Bam is not.
Oh boy. So from today, Sport Bam Bam.
If anything, you support Bam Bam.
How you doing?
It's so nice to be here to talk sports on this Saturday. Good evening, finest. Good evening, Daniel. Good afternoon, sir. I beg your pardon. Good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon to everyone listening to us. I mean, this is where we dish out the best of sporting stories, making rounds in the world of sports.
Most definitely. Okay, before we go to, we're coming to that story. Keep your messages coming on our social media platforms everywhere. Of course, we will definitely be reading we'll be taking it as we go. We'll be reading a comment because I know so many of you want to comment concerning that story we're looking at this afternoon when it concerns the man known as Victor Boniface. Do we still need him in the Super Eagles? We've given him enough time, or you think we've not given him enough time? Okay, let's see. How many times does he need to prove himself in the Super Eagles? We're looking at that. Listen, the comments are starting coming, right? We'll go to that very shortly. But let's go to let's go to what's happening right now in the tennis world, because I mean, as we speak right now, Arina Sabalenka seems like
he's making a trouble.
He's number 1, number 2 to he's one of the first 3 second seed ranked. So it tells you that they want to really they knocked off Arena knocked off the defending champion, so you won't be surprised if she ends up winning the tournament. But what we're seeing right now is that she's dealing with Kukushov.
Yeah, it looks very tough between both of them. And right now in the set it's 5-4, but they've not concluded the first set, so it's still 5-4, and hopefully Sabalenka wins that one. But
you are looking at scores. I'm looking at the game. I saw the game coming. Arena is like dealing with Coco Gauff in the way that she's playing.
And it's showing on the scores.
She's going crazy, man.
Yeah, it's showing on the scores. It shows the difference between number 1 and number 2, and that's what we are seeing right now. I think should Sabalenka win, I won't be surprised. Should any of them win?
You won't be surprised, right?
I won't be surprised because, I mean, number 1, number 2, those two are like...
Were you surprised that the French champion, Iga Swiatek, was knocked off?
Yeah, I mean, I said it on... the cruise, yeah, and I was really, really surprised that Iga Swiatek was knocked off. But it's what we see in tennis. Yeah, and sometimes you could see what number 1, I mean, go off in the semi-finals and the quarterfinals. Exactly. It's just quite unfortunate for Iga Swiatek.
Daniel said something on... was he on Thursday, Daniel, that the 361 seed that came, the white card opener, that was knocking off everyone, that would be our last game. He said it, Daniel, right? Yeah. And it was actually our last game.
I mean, she had a good run, but eventually going against that.
She could have entered the record books.
It would have
went into the final.
It would have gone far.
You know, when you are announcing yourself as an underdog, you can only go far.
Three stops.
So when you get to your made a name already.
She did now. She did already.
That's the most important thing. She's coming next time, not as a novice, not as a
she'll be better run next time.
Better. So it's good for her. I mean, she can go home with her head high. So it's been a good run for her, in my opinion.
Okay. All right. So with what we're saying right now, and I mean, Aryna Sabalenka and Coco Gauff, we will let you know what is happening because we finish that game before we wrap up the show.
Yeah.
But let's talk about let's also preview the final tomorrow, the men's final. I mean, it's between.
We must talk about.
Was it Daniel
Novak?
Let's talk about what happened to Novak.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I had to watch a few minutes before the show. I had to watch the recap.
Right?
Jesus. That guy.
That was a game.
That guy gave that man hell.
He wanted to kill him.
That guy and that man.
Give him hell because. Come on.
Wow.
I mean,
that guy didn't get expressed.
There was no. There got to a point. Novak was holding his hips and everything like.
The guy wanted to kill me.
And seriously, like I said at that time, it's strength against experience, and that's actually the boy he knows what he's doing, and the advantage there is strength. The man has been there for a while, and I mean, it ended by in an emotional way. He dropped his bat. In a way that signifies that maybe that's the end.
We talked about that on Thursday. Damola was not, I mean, I said Damola, but Damola was not here when I asked the question on Thursday. If he lost that game, I asked the question, should he just give it up?
Yeah, he should give it up. And I remember growing up when the likes of Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal were the ones topping tennis. All of a sudden, Djokovic came and everybody was saying, who is this young guy? Who is this young guy?
He just entered into them like that.
Entered and decided defeating them.
Exactly. So it's nemesis now.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
The way he entered into old ones.
Exactly. Young guys are unfortunately for him, he's the only old one left.
Yes.
So they came for him, brass blew everywhere.
I'm not surprised.
I think it was Alcaraz at the final a year ago that actually dealt with him, and this boy too. I mean,
Yannick Sinner.
That guy's a sinner.
So that was what I was driving at that time. It's time for Djokovic at this point in time. He's 38 years, and at this point in time, he should be looking at retirement. These guys are young kids, 21, 22, and their blood is very, very fresh. I mean, the way they are. Sometimes I see Yannick movement from the left, exactly right.
That was what he did. Sinner's movement.
That was exactly what he moved back yesterday. That was what killed.
He moved like he has tires.
He can't keep up. The man is like, I want to kill me.
Sinner is here.
Novak was holding his heels and holding everything like, oh boy, is this game going to be over already?
But one thing is this, Yannick Sinner, with what he's done in recent times, I mean, he's not a midfielder that is the number one. And he's something that he earned it.
He has proven it. He has proven it. I mean, standing against a legend and coming up like this is also another one to show that, okay, I mean, he's done it now against a legend, so it shows that if I'm the one who's seen off a king, I should be the next king. I like that.
Yeah.
So, king, and now he should get the crown. I mean, the final is there for him to actually lead.
I like that statement because when Novak Djokovic, not Novak Djokovic, when the Switzerland man, the Switzerland man, no, not Roger Federer. When Roger Federer came in with the Sampras and Co. He went
for their heads.
He showed this statement he made now that look, if I can finish the king, I should be the next king. It was the statement he made, and he became the next king.
So I think Sinner is on the way to becoming the next king because he's got Alcaraz.
But Alcaraz is not.
Alcaraz said he's got Alcaraz. That one is going to be an interesting final.
Wow, interesting final. Tomorrow is the final, so we'll see what will happen. But before we leave this preview of tomorrow's final, the advice to Djokovic. I mean, Bobola said he should just quit.
Yeah.
I mean,
but he's still chasing that 25th Grand Slam.
It's just unfair sometimes for these guys. They've dedicated all their lives to this thing. They don't see life outside it.
That's the only thing they know.
Like Cristiano Ronaldo will still decide on that when it comes to that.
Getting more trophies.
It's always not easy. Most times it's not about winning for them. Sometimes it's just about going out there doing what they love doing. You know, many of them will say they sleep at night and they go straight into dream, training or playing. So to call it a day and not to be at the center stage again, Roland Garros is going, French Open is going, and he's not there. It's not going to be easy for them. But eventually, he can't keep on embarrassing himself.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Like, he should know when to stop.
It's embarrassment. I mean, when a kid like this, how many years got?
They're 22, 23. That's Alcaraz and
we're looking about 30.
Can give that to them?
So he should know when to stop, and I feel like it's high time for the man to stop. Like right now, 30 years compared to.
He's a legend already. There's nothing.
There's respect.
That means just quit.
Yeah.
He should not be chasing the Grand Slam. Believe me, he's chasing from a court.
Because these guys are not going to pity him. They are building their career right now, so they have to start.
I remember that song by the Mother Black, pity this boy. They don't want to pity him.
But he's a legend, by the way. He's a legend.
Of course. Right now, when you mention when you mention
Roger Federer,
you mention Rafael Nadal, he comes next.
He comes next. He's the last of that pack.
So it comes to him, but I feel sorry for him. Just as Daniel said, watching that game, I mean, a side sinner is really a sinner.
Just a sinner.
That boy is a sinner.
He needs to repent on Sunday.
Tomorrow is Sunday, and tomorrow
he needs to repent against maybe
tomorrow is final, so let's see if we can repent. Okay, for the game that is still going on right now, well, the game is still in favor of Arina Sabalenka. The way it's going is like Sabalenka wants to win final.
Nah, I don't believe in how he's starting. I don't believe in how he's
starting. You think you can see change?
I mean, Kukugov, he did it the last game he played. It was also from behind. So why can't he repeat it?
I wish Coco can do this because I'm one person. I'm waiting for Coco. I'm waiting for Coco for some time.
Because I know Roland is on the other side. Now. The moment I'm waiting for someone.
Are you waiting for Sabalenka?
I mean, both of them are top. I can't even pick any of them, but I always like the young ones. And Kukugov is young.
Yeah. But I've always seen Coco as the next arena.
I mean, everything.
The next arena.
My color needs him to remain at the top in the game.
Your color, right?
My color.
Yeah, I understand. You're good for that color. But Bobola should be eating more.
Yeah.
Bobola is darkest of all the boys.
Okay, no, sorry.
That one is not
sticky. Okay, that's not sticky yet.
Please, bam, bam.
So you can hear it. I'll show you the idea. Now to the class. You have sport bam, bam.
Okay. All right. Keep the messages coming. We're coming to your messages, of course. Do we still lead? Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles. We open up we'll be allowing the message as early as possible. But let's quickly go to basketball. The team that you all have been waiting for, the Oak, they got whipped. Bobola.
Yeah,
let's talk about them. They got whipped.
Yeah, but it's still only the first. It's still only the first round out of 7. But then I just have to give kudos to the likes of Ali Bolton, because he was the one that did it for Indiana Pacers. Exactly. I'm surprised.
But I never believed Pacers could have defeated the Oak like that.
Exactly. Even me, when I woke up in the midnight and I saw it, and I was like, how did they defeat it? Exactly. But when you look at the way they've moved, that's the other Pacers, I don't think anybody I've seen them move to this level. And their history doesn't even speak for them. So they are surprising people right now. So the likes of Ali Bolton, the likes of Siakam, yeah, those are the guys that are making them do proper when it comes to the basketball series. But honestly, if you ask me for my opinion, I think Oklahoma City will bounce back.
You think so?
Yeah.
With what we saw in the midnight, did you see that game?
It was just one
scores.
No, I saw the game, but it was just 1 point at the end of it. It was 1-11, 1-10. So
Yeah.
Whatever I do,
very close.
whatever I do, Bola, just don't support me, please. Anything you support goes down.
So where do you go? Pacers or Oak?
I mean, I don't know much of the Pacers, but I also don't want to stay with Bobola.
Yeah.
So I'll say may the best team win.
The best team win, right?
Oklahoma City for me.
Oklahoma, right?
They deserve it.
Because one thing is Oak, they've surprised almost every. In fact, they've surprised themselves this series. Because nobody saw them coming.
And they've been doing it from the regular season.
Exactly. Regulars into the playoffs.
And they're in the finals now.
Exactly.
They should just capitalize.
People didn't see them coming this far. I mean, they've gone this far. So big up to Oak, and let's see what they can make of this. As Bobola said, just 1 of 7. So let's see what happens next.
Yeah.
So let's see where it goes next. Okay. Quickly, let's begin because I said we'll also be opening up the phone lines for those who want to contribute via the phone lines on what you think concerning this man known as, or the I call him this boy, known as Victor Boniface. He's supposed to be there, to have been there, done that for the Super Eagles. He's got enough time, but the way it is like he's not utilizing the opportunities given him so far. What do you make of this? Concerning what he even wrote yesterday after the game when he was substituted, he went straight to the social media. I mean, so straight to immediately he was substituted. Yeah. He just went straight. I think it's like he's always having his phone.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine how disciplined he is.
Immediately he just went straight, and he was talking about hanging boot and all that. Then he had to delete it later.
Hanging which boots? Hanging it.
So we're coming to that. Keep your messages coming. Do you think we still need Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles, or he should just go, or they should need to give him more time? We're coming to that very shortly. Let's have this short break. When we return, we're going to the game yesterday. That game yesterday, so many people are uploading the Super Eagles, uploading Rochelle, uploading him for what he did yesterday. And this one, Daniel is laughing like this. I don't know, he has started again. That's what they say is troublesome. But I don't know. But let's quickly, we're coming back to talk about the Super Eagles and the Russian game yesterday, right there at the Luzhniki Stadium. And one thing is, there was a record set in that game yesterday. We're coming to that very shortly. Let's take this one. Here is A. Gleesman Man and talks about the Super Eagles. Stand up for the Super Eagles against Russia.
I'm feeling so malicious right now. After what we did to Mali. Super Eagles. Wow. Au revoir, Côte d'Ivoire. Suspect of the key, by the way. Stand up for the champions. The champions. Nigeria. The champions. I win with audacity. Laced up in all green. White stripes, both arms. Greatness in my palms. Look up in the sky if you're searching for the Eagles. We fly by the millions. Thunderous applause for the giants of the continent. Damn, we're so prominent. Swagger like it's 94. History's in the making all over again. You can see the gleam in my eye. Never tie. All I do is win for my peoples. Everybody stand up. Competition's taking off. Cause this not my time, not my score, not my trophy. We fight to the very last blast of the whistle. Balls in the net, scoreboard, not the lie. Walk, stand up for the champions. The champions. Nigeria, the champions. Stand up for the champions. The champions. Nigeria, the champions.
Funny enough, we do not see ourselves as one, but the other side of the world, they always see us as one. At the Luzhniki Stadium yesterday, we needed to be there to see how the Russians were taking the Super Eagles. There was no Seaman, there was no Lookman. Yet, we were still taking the Super Eagles to be one great team like that. There was a record set yesterday. That game became the second highest watch in the history in 6 years of Russia. There was only just one game, World Cup qualifier, that we've watched. 55,000 people watched that one. But yesterday, a massive over 45,000 crowd watched the Super Eagles play the Russians in an international friendly. I don't even know whether FIFA sanctioned that friendly. Yet, 45,000 people watched that game. Daniel Bobola, Daniel, you say that match was not important, but you see how many people watched that game yesterday, Daniel. What will you see now?
I saw you put on my mic, and that's to mean that you unleash me now.
Unleash the dragon.
Okay. You said it's the most watched game in recent time.
Yes.
We all know what's the situation in Russia. This game for me is an emotional support.
Okay.
The Russians, they need something to bring them together again. And that's why I asked the question, why must we go to Russia to play friendly game again? It's never important for you to go to any country to play friendly. Are usually on neutral ground. Let's meet, or if I'm coming to your place, it's going to be on a very good terms, not in a place where we know already there are question marks on security. So for me, it's the Russian side seeing it as, we feel very happy that the nation still see us and good enough to associate themselves with us, and of course still come to play game with us. So where were the Super Eagles fans yesterday? Nowhere. There were no any Nigerian fans.
There were fans there. You didn't see them.
Super Eagles fans.
Yes, now.
Nigerian fans.
Plenty of them.
The ones that wear jersey and
plenty Nigerian fans. Guys, yes.
Okay.
I mean, you didn't. I thought you saw the game.
I didn't. I mean, we enjoyed the game. I mean, I said sorry, enjoyed it. We saw the game, but we didn't. We just didn't want to play.
I mean, maybe you should spend for what I was saying. That's something for you to say.
In my own opinion, I feel it's just a game to just show the Russian nation that they are still part of the world, and it's nothing serious.
So it's now Nigerian game.
The only thing that made me feel like FIFA is part of that game was when I saw the referee's badge had FIFA on it. So I'm like, okay, you can't put on FIFA on your you know.
Yeah. If FIFA is not
aware, so I'm like, okay, FIFA is aware of this, and of course they have resumed the league, of course, in Russia over the past 2 seasons now. So the war is actually not affecting their business and everything like that. I think it's just one part of the country that is on fire. So for me, it's a good record for Russia. They should be happy with that, and hopefully from there we can see peace restored to us.
But you guys always feel Super Eagles mean nothing.
I don't want to
Super Eagles to play that game and attract such fans. I never thought there would be fans like that at the stadium yesterday.
Because the stadium was a ticket sold?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yes, now.
Was
it free? It was not free. Tickets were sold.
I mean, now you're thinking, why are you trying to just condemn this? It's not like I'm trying to condemn it. I'm just looking at everything.
What are you looking at? They paid to come and watch.
I agree that they paid. My name is taking it personal. I agree that they paid, but those who they played, they didn't play.
They didn't play.
What we saw yesterday was, up until
They played.
What did they play?
They didn't play.
Are you talking about Nigeria?
The game. Yeah. This Russian side played.
Wasn't that a game?
The Russia played very good game.
There was Mrs. Simon. There was Yeka. Frank Oyeka did massively well in that game.
Yeah, I was going to talk about it, but let me talk about the match itself.
Yes, exactly.
The ban. It was 2022, the FIFA and UEFA. But what I realize is, although this could be a little bit of political, but Russia, they are looking forward to strengthening their interactions with African countries. So these friendlies are one of the measures as which they are doing it, because football, it encompasses, it goes a long way when it comes to bringing two countries together.
Yeah.
And just like Daniel said, there was FIFA on their badge, and definitely it looks like FIFA is not going to sanction it. But in Nigeria, we are yet to get an official statement about the situation. So that's that on that part. Let me now move to the match itself. And for me, friendlies are just to pick particular players and how they are doing well with the national team. Now, you mentioned Raphael Oyedika, and Raphael Oyedika yesterday, for me, it shows that man can always start with playing for Nigeria. When you look at Raphael Oyedika, you see Christantos Uche. Those are guys that you know that right now, if you're calling up a Nigerian squad, they should be part of the squad, because they've done exceptionally well. That's one thing I see friendly as, trying new players. I don't want to put it to the coach. I don't like to talk about Nigeria playing, even if they play 2-0, if it ended 5-0. I always
don't care about the result.
Yeah, I always like to pick specific players that this player.
That's supposed to be the essence
of friendly. And yesterday, I was able to see.
He's picking more players again.
Yeah, I've been able to see certain players. Raphael Oyedika is a familiar side in the team. He doesn't just get the starting lineup every time. Christantos Uche is a new member, and I feel like he should always be part of the team. this man, Onyeka, should probably dropped.
That guy, I don't know why that guy, what he gave us at AFCON,
yeah.
They should not be replacement for him for now.
He should not be replaced at the starting lineup. So those are key members. I still think we have problem with our CB. Maybe at some point we would have to look.
But Maduka Okoye was also said to have done well.
Yeah, Maduka Okoye was.
Yeah, that was a great saving.
Yes, if it will continue this way, I mean,
that's why I don't trust these kind of games, in my opinion. If you want to play a preparatory game ahead of a qualifier, don't let it be one game off and then you decide that this guy is a good player, we can now bring him into the team. Okay. You got to play like series of, that's how before World Cup, there are series of friendly games. You go play and you see the coach taking notes. Everything, because whatever happened in that game is going to affect the tournament. It's going to affect the lists. But to what end is this kind of games where the first group played Unity Cup and some of them were dispersed, and then another group is playing friendly, one game now. Most of these players played one game each, and you are here telling me as if, Edika was great, I saw his performance. You don't judge the player and try to say you want to bring him into a one-off game.
Yeah, Daniel, I want to say something as regards that. In a year, you get to see more league matches than national team.
Sure.
In the whole year, you might just see 4 or 5 national teams. Yeah. The only reason why you might see a couple of more is when there's a competition. If there's no competition, it's just 4 friendlies or 5 friendlies. And I used to say it's not always fair to the managers of national team. They have limited time to pick. So if you're a player, you're being called up and you're getting 30 minutes chance, I expect that you put that, even if it's 10 minutes, and your best is doing it, you should be making the lineup. That's what I think.
It's your best, and let's
see it. That's why we are talking about Victor Boniface.
National assignment is not like league matches.
League matches,
where you have
48 games.
Plenty games, exactly. So that's why we're looking at Boniface today. I mean, he has been given, remember when Victor Osimhen was not around?
Yeah.
He was given the sole responsibility. 4 games, right?
Yeah.
What did he do in 4 games? Nigerians are still wondering if this guy is even ready to go for the Super Eagles. Up to now, no single goal, no single assist.
There was a time people were actually trolling him that he's not a talented footballer. And seriously, in my opinion, I've never been a fan of him. I've never seen him as a footballer. When he was doing what he was doing at Bayer Leverkusen, I really watch and say, wow, this guy is playing football. How is he doing it? Because he doesn't even have the physique of a footballer. It's neither tall nor short. Like seriously, not like like he's neither short or tall. He doesn't have the kind of body that he doesn't have the kind of body that I see, and I feel like, okay, this is a kind of number 9. For me, he's not a number 9 kind of player. If I thought I want to use him as a player on the pitch, I'm not trying to damage this guy. I'm just saying he had a lot before him and he threw it all away. And then he still had the chance to also improve himself under Sabia Alonso. Everyone stepped up under Sabia Alonso. For whatever reason or the other, you picked up a fight with somebody, and then you fell out of the team, and now you can't even perform at the national team, and you are always out there talking. So I don't want to give any credit to this kind of people. Even guys that sweat at the just concluded the
Unity Cup.
I mean Unity Cup and the under 20 AFCON. Okay, I was just saying that we should not be giving them credit. Let alone the one that will come and be given to. I mean, the game barely ended and you are putting a post up. Someone must have called him and said, delete that thing.
Why are you doing
that? You don't have to do that.
That's not a joke. So the question is this afternoon, and that's the question we wanted to react to on the social media. Drop your comment there. Do we still need Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles? Let me not start with Daniel. Come on. Do we still need Super Eagles in the Boniface in the Super Eagles?
Well, I want to just talk about.
Are we giving him enough time to prove himself?
Well, as a striker, I always believe that if you are a striker, one of the things is nobody cares about how you play. If you're a striker, nobody cares.
For the net to shake.
Yeah.
Not shake the net.
Shake the net. Midfielders, people can be relaxed. You can, let's just give it time. Yeah, and all of it. I mean, you can hide under the shadow. Start doesn't always do justice to midfielders. But as a striker, you need to bang goals. And you're playing for the green, white, green of Nigeria. Nobody would spare you. Not when we have 3-4 strikers that are doing well in Europe and they've gotten their chance and they've scored. You understand? So for me, Victor Boniface, I don't think he's a striker. That's what I think.
Okay.
He's not a number 9.
Okay, so they are playing in the wrong place.
Not the.
I was going to ask the one because I said the same thing.
They play at the wrong position.
He is a supporting striker.
Okay. Supporting striker.
He's a supporting striker. And
so he should be an newbie.
so much opportunity.
That was the one actually clamoring for Arokodare to get his chance the other time. He said he's got some chances and all of that. And I said, let's give him, because he's in a good run of form. And this is one of the times that guys like this can come with a good spirit. He did that yesterday. I didn't see the goal. I didn't know how he scored it.
It was a mistake that the passed the ball to him.
It's all about being a good player as well.
Boniface could have lost that as well.
And as well, he might not even have that instinct.
Might not be there.
Something told him that move close. And he moved close to the defender, and the goalkeeper made a mistake, and he collected the ball, and he scored immediately, just 2 touches.
Yeah,
so like he said, strikers don't need to do much, just score goals. Sometimes you don't. That's why I hate this guy in Chelsea. What are you doing playing with ball, touching ball 1, 2, 3 times as a striker? We've seen the likes of Didier Drogba, Ruben Van Persie. These guys will just get the ball and boom. Why strikers score great goals? Most of the time, even strikers get shocked sometimes. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Because they just can see the line. Once they see the white line.
Look at Isak goal against Liverpool.
No
one expected that. And now it's the best goal.
Look at this guy's goal. Obama Mosh goal. In Bournemouth.
Exactly.
Was that a rocket? From that place, he put everything into it. I'm a striker.
There was one goal, even though he's a striker, this your player, is your best player presently.
Caicedo.
No, the white guy.
Palmer.
He scored this season. Nobody thought he would score that goal. He just slammed it from the left side and the ball went in. I'm
in the box, at the edge of the box, around the box. Shoot. That's why, when Mourinho was in Chelsea, he was giving Drogba this heavy ball to train with until the medics say this is not good for his health. Every ball, so that when you eat small, it will have effect. There was a time when Van Persie in Man United, that guy was a rocket. He would hit the ball as if he's eating table tennis, ping pong. Boom! That's what the striker is supposed to work on your what do you call this leg something. that every foot. But what's this guy? What has he improved on? You got all the season at Bayer Leverkusen, but you didn't get time to play. What were you doing in training? There are some guys when they don't get to play, they train like mad. Don't worry.
And that's why I care for him.
Yeah, don't worry. Coach, I'm not saying don't worry. I will do it.
There are some higher external trainers.
There are some guys that they will make it impossible. Even the coach that hates them. You say, I can't do but use this guy.
He has tried.
He works so hard. And despite that the man is using it, he still hates you. I don't like it.
He doesn't have a choice.
This guy is
just fire.
Or if he will be playing, you fail.
If you pray to fail, and yet we still go there and deliver.
You don't fail.
And then they will look at you until he will come one day and tell you that I don't like you, but you made me like you. Is that the attitude of Victor Boniface?
Wow,
what gave Osimhen the crown in Europe today? It wasn't given to him. He went straight for it. He worked for it. He went for it. He worked hard. In Napoli.
Nobody expected him to perform at this level.
Exactly. And he was wearing marks. He was still training like mad in Napoli. Until the marks now became part of him. What do you want to be known for? Victor Boniface. That's why I say he's going to be called a failed footballer, in my opinion. That he had a very good one season in Bundesliga, and what after that?
And I think something is not telling him the truth in his mind that, look, guy, I'm only playing Bundesliga.
He's just too playful.
Not Spanish La Liga, not EPL.
How many £1,000 is he collecting that is entering his head?
So I think that's the language he play. He's too playful.
Yeah.
He doesn't, because see, when Osimhen was not around, some of the chances he got, he's got some sitters that he missed.
Yeah.
Sitters.
You know what the time I was thinking Osimhen is going to dull this guy, you know that this guy is so good. Let's give him chance. Osimhen is going to kill this guy, And now he got the chance. Nothing.
Yeah. And I was driving at something. Sorry to cut you, Daniel. I said that for Victor Boniface, you're not performing at club level. National team is X on your face.
Where does
you want to perform? And just before coming,
on social media now.
And he has more appearances there.
When you look at he's young, he's 24. He should still be trying as much as possible.
24 on the papers. He should be honest with himself because if you see that I'm 24, I see that this guy is 22 something years old. In real life. To be honest,
are you doing now?
Bobola is that your younger brother? Is this guy your younger brother? So like honestly, he needs to sit himself down. I mean, our brother will talk about him, his namesake. We'll talk about him later. And when we talk about him, we're going to be talking about something miles apart. They will sound like brothers. And I was thinking it was going to emulate this guy, ask this guy, share notes, how do you train? What do I need to learn? What do I need to improve on?
Now, let me tell you the story of Victor Boniface. For so those who do not know his story, when he went for national camp, they felt he was not good enough. They dropped him.
Yeah.
They dropped him, picked others. Victor Osimhen and could repeat ahead of him.
17.
Yeah, on the 17 camp. So people felt, oh, he was there, he was not well treated and all that, was an unjust. But with what he's doing right now, can we now blame those who dropped him that time? Because people felt, when he was playing well for Leverkusen, people were saying, those coaches didn't do well. He didn't do well, they should have picked him. Now, what we are seeing now, can we now blame those coaches? Maybe those coaches actually saw tomorrow that this guy cannot go far. Because look at Victor Osimhen today. He's still commanding respect.
Osimhen never dropped from Wolfsburg, right?
Yes, from Wolfsburg till today at Galatasaray, he's still playing everywhere.
Napoli, Galatasaray now.
But look at this guy. Apart from that season when he won the Bundesliga, what other season has he done well?
None. And
before that season, where was it? Nothing.
And even the season he did well, how many goals?
How many goals?
How was the impact of those goals on them? Where's the league?
How many goals?
Injured for most of some part of the season as well. He's got injury questions too to sort out.
So, he has always had injuries. Right from Union Saint-Ginola and all of it. But right now, there's no excuse for injuries in football. Fine, you might go on in a season and you don't score to this. But when you are fit, no one cares about your.
Like Reece James in Chelsea.
No one cares about Reece James is a great player.
Yeah.
But injury has been.
And nobody cares now because right now he's considered fit and he should still be performing. So that's one thing that Victor Boniface should be thinking about, because one thing that matters most about football players is your career. And after Bayern Leverkusen, there's a new manager, different set.
Exactly, new manager is coming. New play pattern.
So
even improve your play.
A lot of things would be.
Because I'm looking forward to what will happen to him in the next season, because the man that is coming might not be playing the style that Xavi is playing, that will favor him. Xavi might have been favoring him this kind of play. The man that is coming now, the bald-headed man, we know he might be playing something different.
We saw him in Man United. I don't think Boniface is a profile kind of striker. With what we saw him brought him to Manchester United.
You see what
he needs a striker that is very clinical. He brought in Højlund because he needs someone that is very clinical in front of goal.
Scored 16 goals.
So
double digit.
And that's what it should be.
So that means with what you also agree with Bobola that we don't need him against Super Eagles.
He has never been needed, in my own opinion. I've always been saying Awokodare should get the chance ahead of him.
Wow. So
thank God the whole Nigeria can see now.
Cow. I think the guy just falling in his own hand, as they say in local parlance, he don't fall in hand. So sad for. So what do you make of what we are looking at this evening? This afternoon.
All right.
Do we still need Victor Boniface in the Super Eagles?
We have only drop. Let me start from the last. Only drop. The feminists.
The feminists.
Okay. Well done, guys. It's been a while. How are you doing? I hope you are fine and back at the sala. Thank you. Bobola and Daniel, keep up the good work and good analysis. I'm always listening to you guys.
Thank you.
Okay. Always finding it difficult to get in touch with you because I'm busy. Updates about my darling club Arsenal, and I wish my crush win the Nation League tomorrow.
Only drop is a girl.
Wow. Only drop is a girl. I didn't know. Only drop is a girl. Yeah.
I don't know why you are particular about the gender.
No, she said I my crush.
Okay.
Win.
Only drop. You know that as a girl is a crush.
Definitely.
Okay, Lamine Yamal. Okay. Can't be Ronaldo. You think anyone is a crush? Me, I will crush Lamine Yamal. Okay. I wish my crush wins the Nation League tomorrow, and of course for the Super Falcons against Cameroon ladies. They did well. Also update on tennis. Taking tennis.
Yeah.
Tennis.
Yeah, that's what started.
Dola Shadio said, comment. Oh, you have a name.
Yes, commentator. Dola Shadio. Sorry, he's
I said Bola. I won't say that. Bola and girl. Hey, sports bam bam.
Yeah.
Okay, he said comment to Dola Shadio said I've shared it a little bit. Okay, talking about life. Thank you for sharing. Also, he said Victor Boniface is another version of Højlund.
Chai.
In Nigeria, Super Eagles and to me, Boniface is not a player. He's just a social media. Hey, yeah, don't say that. Daniel, be coming down now. That's coming from Deba Kenny Samuel. Thank you. I'm calm down now. Just don't like the guy. Okay. Deb Octopus, I want to call the first one. Watching you from Imo State. He said, well done.
Thank you so much.
Thomas David said, anyway, thanks to God, we are not losing. Half bread is better than none. Thanks to God, we are drawing. Drawing was like soup. Thomas David, Nigeria is always Nigeria. Yes, watching you from Oyo. Thank you so much. Abib Muyiwatijani says, Spain 3. Portugal 1.
Okay, the game is coming on.
Good afternoon, watching you from our market leaders, Abim Tijani, and of course, commentator Dolasha Ayo. I said good afternoon to everyone in the studio. God bless us and keep up the good work. My high point this week is my darling old grandpa team. Inter Milan lost the final in a disgraceful way, and nobody is expected to be. No, Dolasha, we get back to this comment. It's like a piece. Well done watching you from our market leaders. So Dolasha, you have 2 more new comments.
Okay.
And Dolasha said, what kind of name is that?
Is it Bamba?
No, Devil.
Okay, the Devil Octopus.
Okay, Devil Octopus. Okay, the guy from Imo State.
Yeah, he said, Daniel, pray concerning my account. Oh, you don't believe in this year?
So you believe in the supernatural power?
For me concerning this account, so that he will not collect it from you, Abi. Okay, since you want me, just change your comment on that prediction. That's it.
You don't want pass now.
No, change that Spain 3, Portugal 1. Okay. Change it to the right way it should be.
Are you the one who tell what you
okay, that's the requirement. Your account is blessed. I am still seeing the followers are plenty for now.
Yeah, wicked.
That's the comment for now.
Okay, all right, keep them coming.
Oh, we have a fresh comment. Bola Mogaji was what?
Which one is Mogaji was what again? For God's sake. Mogaji. From Mogaji to...
He told you to come up with names.
Which one did you call him?
Ugido.
Ugido. Who came up with this Ugido?
He was actually the one who started the Ugido.
Okay, he started the Ugido himself.
But he wasn't in the just line. He was just saying Ugido. So I said, this is...
I could have been better now. Ugido was what? From Ugido to... Sport Bobo from the
Bam. Don't show you are right now. You are correct. Portugal 2, Spain 1.
Oh, he changed it.
Yeah,
you forced him to change it.
I didn't force him. I just asked him.
Yeah.
So your account is safe.
Wait, Jola, show me. So Daniel is oppressing.
If you can receive it, your account is safe.
You just see how Daniel is oppressing. Daniel, you are an oppressor.
Oh boy.
So don't blame our politicians.
No. It's just what I have to do to get him to do the right thing.
Okay. Yes. Talking about the update of the Arena Sabalanka, because the Kuku Golf game, it is the first set has ended. And of course, it is Sabalanka winning the first set. Second set up now. So let's see what will happen. Who will be a straight win for Sabalenka, but as you guys already thought, it should be for Kuku Golf because of the reason. You guys are becoming because the color is working here.
She's going to do it.
Okay, now let's go to Dr. Osimhen's story, Victor. Before we hear our 4, let's talk Victor. The story we are getting is Victor has already agreed to go to Al Hilal because the money. He said he should pay him Al Hilal. Have agreed to pay him the money, and he wants to go to Al Hilal. Is it not too early for Victor to go to Al Hilal?
Why is it looking at me? First, we don't want Nigerians to start saying, no, it's one of our money. It's one of our homes.
The money is big, but what can Saudi Arabia offer you? I'm just thinking.
This Nigerian factor will follow you anywhere you go.
It's all about the money.
Bruno Fernandes turned down twice amount is accepted.
£700,000 every Friday.
Bruno Fernandes is doing it because Bruno Fernandes is older than him.
He is.
You see, there's got to be a point in your life when you have to stand for more than money, but it costs. When you have to start.
That's what you really stand for.
Eventually, you will not be remembered for money. MK Abiola Stadium, this one road, that one road, wasn't all about money.
Yeah.
It was all about impact. You will not be called Galatasaray legend. It's a one-season wonder.
Are you from Turkey?
He's not from Turkey. No matter what Drogba did there is over.
Of course.
He's never going to be he's not going to be their legend. He's just going to be a man that came one season and did work for us. And he will also be Napoli's legend.
There will be a statue.
Yeah. It won't be Leo's legend. And I'm very sure Super Eagles will not win World Cup anytime soon, that he will not be the one we elect.
Says who?
I'm just saying,
we can win 2026.
Osimhen, like we were talking about his brother the other time, that one is way miles apart. But Osimhen should have at least gone to Europe, come to the center stage. Right now, Man United are back in the race to sign this guy, Gyökeres. That's to say Man United also are serious with their transfer activities. We know Chelsea might be proving difficult and all of that, but if you had come down to sit down with Chelsea, say, you know what, guys, I'm going to accept the pay cut for the sake of what I personally want to do in Europe, prove that I actually can do it. Because there's going to be a question. When you talk about Victor Osimhen, that guy in Turkey, he also lived in Syria in a season. Because the second season was no England, no Spain. No England, no Spain, and your name won't be much up there. But Bruno Fernandes or any Didier Drogba, Samuel Eto'o, why this guy's name rings in Africa is because they came all the way, they went to the top, they still at the top. I mean, even Jojo Okocha played in PSG, playing Bolton, playing All City before leaving England. But you just like you went around it, and now you are going to. I know it's your career, you've got the right to make your choice. But will you be okay with this choice when eventually maybe someone like Lookman or eventually someone like Boniface eventually turn his career around? Maybe comes to Liverpool or maybe Chelsea in the next 3 years, and he did great, and
he has a better name.
And he has a better name because all that matters in football now is, leagues that matter is England, Spain, of course. Any other thing, league is not really that much rated in most part of the world. So if other players from your country should come and do something great and maybe go home with one prestigious award, what you have done with Napoli and others will not be so much, reference. So for me, I wish he had made a better decision. I wish Osimhen had said, you know what, guys, agent, I know this is a lot of money, but come on, I came from nothing. Anywhere Osimhen go, Chelsea are ready to offer him contract on performance basis. Bonus are coming in. Don't tell me the likes of Enzo Fernandez, these Caicedo guys. You are smarter than their agent. Their agent won't let them sign 8-year contract if those guys are not going to make most of it. Why your contract is 8 years is because in those years the money keeps increasing based on performance. Well, that's what Chelsea asks of you. Your age, you can't get 8 years. Probably it's 5 years is the most. So you are looking at, okay, if you give me 5 years for this amount of money, I won't cover the amount I really want to cover. Okay. So that's actually the mathematics that he couldn't figure. But in the end, he's supposed to say, okay, let me go there for 3 years. If it's the age, Osimhen can still play in Saudi in the next 4 years. Yeah, definitely. And go there and still collect, even if it is £250,000 and still go there, collect your money. You are fine. You are still a wealthy man, even with what you are collecting in Galatasaray. But now he's growing. Let's see. Hello. Let's take this call. Hello. Good evening to you.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir.
No, one program. Yeah, we are looking at Victor Osimhen, Victor Boniface. Is not going to let you hear. Just wrap it up. I think eventually, if it's from his heart, it's going to have a good one. But if it is not from his heart, it won't go well. We've seen our guys go to Saudi and pull out. Many of them go after 2 seasons.
What you just said, man, is where I actually plan to start before I go to Bobola. Jordan Anderson left Liverpool and went on Saudi
season in left for Ajax.
He got there, he didn't enjoy his life.
No, he tried the money.
Yes, he said, what kind of life is this one? I'm not even enjoying what I'm playing here. He said, look, let's terminate this team.
I don't think Osimhen is married yet.
He said, let's terminate this team and let's just go away from here. The guy had to terminate and he went to Ajax. Yeah. He's not been the same since that time. Yeah. Since he left Liverpool and made that decision to go to Saudi Arabia. He's much more older than Osimhen on paper, as Daniel will say. Now, from Osimhen, well, let's say he's still young, if you put it out on paper, as Daniel will say.
Important.
Now, for Osimhen, with this kind of age, with this kind of hotness, and his form he is right now, is it right to go to Al Hilal for the money? Is it about the money or should it be about the class of what you're doing?
Yeah, for Victor James Osimhen, now I read a lot before coming to the show, and I felt in summary now, I think it's just been all about money that we've been hearing about.
Exactly.
Victor James Osimhen.
And the money is just focal point.
What we've been hearing. And even before now, before he made that move to Galatasaray, it was money. Chelsea coming in money. I don't like the fact that it's money that we are being attributed.
It's just about money.
So I don't know if
we're not even looking at getting Lawrence.
We don't know
or records.
We don't know what.
You know, our first was one that was actually pushing him to come to English. I was saying, no, let him go to Saudi.
Exactly. I remember
when I started watching him, and I'm like, this guy is trying. He's too good to go to Saudi.
Now, I want to just make a claim now. We don't know if it's directly from the source of Victor James Osimhen that is making all of this claim. Maybe it's just reports. Now, if it's all about money, because history never forgets. Definitely, he will be done with his football career, and everybody will be talking about him later in future. If they're going to be attributing, people will attribute you as the money type of person all through your life. That was how they look at the way JJ Okocha. People will say, oh, he went because of this, he went because of that. People continue to attribute you. And now, I would need Victor James Osimhen. That's what I'm suggesting to his camp. Maybe to address the situation. Now, to let people understand that, okay, now, this situation is not about money, and maybe I'm trying. This is a club I'm looking out for. This is a club, not just keeping silent. Because media, sometimes, they can get a fake news and just tarnish your image.
Yeah,
that's what we've been hearing. Money is 300 pounds, 300,000 days, now 500. So I don't exactly know, because he has not come out to say anything. Nobody from his camp, nobody directly close to him. So we don't know how true it is. But now, the latest report now is he has agreed a personal deal with Al Hilal. And that drives me to your question. Do I think he should go to the Saudi Pro League? Al Hilal in the Saudi Pro League is one of the best teams.
In the Saudi Pro League.
Yeah, one of the best teams in the Saudi Pro League. Hence, you are going to at least get a title. That's one laurel.
And they are playing the Club World Cup.
That's another thing. But
maybe that's what he's thinking of. Playing the Club World Cup alongside me.
But can they win? That's another thing.
Are you kidding me? Not winning, just playing alongside me.
Do you think it's what they are playing against Al-Nassr, that they are beating Al-Nassr, you want to go and play? You can't even beat Boca Juniors.
But then, I've always been saying it, that I don't think Saudi, for me, is the right place.
Boy.
How many goals does he need to score there to win a golden boot?
That's part of it.
It's not even part of it.
Out of the
So what I just suggest is, right now, he has, for me, I think he needs to play in England. That's where you can prove all doubts wrong. I won't like a situation whereby the Nigerian #1 striker is at the Saudi Pro League. That's the last time I had that was this man, Igalo. And Igalo, we understand 33.
He was always old.
He was old.
I mean, already old at that time.
So for me, I don't think that's the best move. But
you gotta do something. So
let's quickly take time check. Let's quickly take time check.
Yeah.
So we'll continue with this discussion. Our time check now. All right.
From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 4 p.m.
Thank you so much. That's how we do it. That's our style. We have to give you the time check quickly. But while I was talking,
so I would just suggest that for me, maybe England. England is the best. That's where I love players to prove themselves. And irrespective of wherever you are playing, just play at England. If you score 15, 16 goals, 17 goals, I feel like you are good.
I scored double digit twice.
Someone will say Salah is...
One season, 2 seasons.
Look at what his brother did. His senior brother, we're talking about Igalo.
Yeah.
Was earning a big money. But then he said, he had his agent, he said, Manchester United need a backup striker.
Chinese.
This was last dreaming. He said he prayed in his room overnight. He said, no, this is my dream. Whatever backup plan Man United have, let it not work.
Let me be the backup.
No, a proper interview here.
Yeah,
I want to go there. And he didn't do much.
Let me be the backup, not even the main guy.
And that goes to show that there's a part of the player, when he's getting to the end of his career, that feels like, oh God, I didn't do well. I didn't make the most of this career.
Exactly.
I mean, no matter how you're writing by you, or Igalo tomorrow, there's the Manchester United.
Doesn't care about the scores.
Like when you mention when he gets old now, when he's 70s, and
we say former Manchester United.
I remember when Rosoro, his club, his club in Cyprus, when they went to play Europa with Manchester United, and he did very well.
Yes.
He's not playing for Manchester United, but for the fact that he did well against Manchester United, he became news.
Yes, because when you talk about Manchester United or the English Premier League, you're talking about heritage and a lot of things. I mean, Osimhen didn't know what he threw away. He didn't know.
Yeah, but
This guy to accept the pay cut. He said, even if they are not paying me, that was what Igalo said.
Yeah.
He said, even if they are not paying me, I'm coming.
But just to finalize on Osimhen, Daniel, I don't think he should be taking pay cuts because he's not at the level of Igalo.
No, don't even say that.
No, Igalo.
You say great players.
What I'm trying to say, Igalo was already at his peak, and he was actually.
Even some players.
Spent like 2 years in the Chinese league, and he has earned a lot of money. High-paying leagues are Chinese league and the Saudi Pro League.
Definitely,
you can't take away those two leagues.
Definitely,
he had enjoyed that.
But what I'm saying is that taking a pay cut won't be too much. You're going to prove it, right? What you know is that I'm a striker. I score goals.
How you improve as a player? One of the things is fine. You are moving to a new club. You are not signing. You can't sign a contract
in Premier League today.
I mean,
that's the contract in Chelsea.
You cannot sign a contract. You are moving to a new club and want to earn less. It's just normal.
Come on, no. You sign contract to him less. You know that new club.
That's if you're going on a different.
Okay, but you can't take.
This is a player that.
For example, if FM is paying, if FM is paying $1 million a month now, and wait, the radio station in the UK is going to pay you a quarter of that. No,
don't use that. Don't use that.
Then the pay cut and fly.
Now, Daniel, don't put me on the spot.
That's the
I don't know
why do you have to go that way. Because he's saying
how many years have I cut in the journalism?
I'm just saying.
How many years?
I'm going to pay this guy.
Don't bring it.
That's just it. That's just it. That's just it from Siemens. This is your scenario. Don't naira here. 250,000 naira in the saying it. Don't say it again. Don't move. You will detect finance on the flight. Yes, I'm sorry. I dropped your something like that.
Look at his TV. He's a former African best player.
I dropped your what? I dropped your key to the studio. I will message you when Daniel is not well at all. But tell you also that he will leave the group. Obola left. The lady has been
Why do you think what I'm just driving at is CV for him, you understand? You get it. Like maybe on my own part, I can't talk about that. But for Osimhen, former African best player, if you are moving to a new club, it's
still best player in Africa.
I'm not saying it could just be little increase. Doesn't have to be too much. But taking a pay cut, moving to the Premier League when you are having offers that are going to pay you crazy money. For me, Daniel.
What's the name of this guy? Tevez took a pay cut to play Manchester United when he was leaving West Ham. You know, he came on loan. And when he was going to sign the deal, he took a pay cut. It's for up in his career. He's never been that high in his career. Coming to England, even if he was Tottenham, would be the highest of his career. But you know what it would be for Nigerians to get to watch Victor, the finals every week. There are not three players. I think it will be a joy for Nigerians to see him in the EPL. Now, that's the league Nigerians watch. And when we go to any tournament,
Daniel, you are looking at it from the angle of Nigerians. You are looking at it from the angle of Daniel Adeyemi. Look at it from Victor James Osimhen, his family.
Even sitting in his chair now, looking at it, imagine myself as Osimhen now. The only reason why I'm going to be accepting the money is because of the people around me who are telling me. There's still a question of who are the people around him on this decision making? Because if it was all about him, according to what John Mikel said, he said the boy wants to play for Chelsea. Mikel was going back and forth on this guy. It was the only point was always about was just money. You knew about the money. It was about Mikel and Drogba. Why those guys didn't push about the money is that okay, if it is about money, we really want to be the one who tell you to pay take pay cut.
Finance, yeah. That's why I've been saying that all of these arguments, what will save us is just somebody from
they won't come out to do that. They won't say that. There will never be a time.
When you look at
this report do lie.
When you look at the Chelsea saga, just imagine you're heading 300, just 300,000, and Chelsea to take you, they're telling you you would earn 200 or 150. That's too much, Daniel.
Last summer,
you just
during that Chelsea saga, when the issue was going back and forth, remember his camp came out to say that. Remember his camp came out. I said no. I just want to remind you something. Remember his camp came out. When there is a lie in the media, the camp will come. Because there's no lie, that's why. When there were rumors about him coming on loan to Chelsea, you know, and Chelsea sending a player, and then there was this thing they respond with. Imagine the best player in Africa and the one who finished number 7 in Kinikon being shipped off on loan. Go check that.
Yeah, no,
that was
the report.
Being shipped off like some package. That was the words they used. And that was because there was a lie in the media.
Daniel.
Now, they have not come out to say anything because everything we are hearing here is true.
Daniel,
about money.
Let me respond to that.
40 million pounds a year and what?
Let me respond to that. When Napoli wanted to ship this man off, even if he was loan, they didn't want to pay his salary. That was what they were avoiding.
What they were saying.
And when he went to Galatasaray, he didn't collect extra. He's collecting the same amount.
The loan thing was what frustrated, what actually pissed them off. Feel like you are going to sign.
No.
That was not the deal at that moment. What Chelsea was doing was we cannot pay this. Napoli was asking for about 120 that time. Remember when it was still fresh with them? Napoli was asking.
We're not talking about the transfer fee.
I'm talking about the transfer fee first. What actually stopped that movement then was the statement in Horta that imagine the best player being shipped off, and it was so demeaning to the club Chelsea. Like we are involved in this deal, and somebody is coming out in the press using this kind of term.
Daniel, it will be English clubs are known with this fair. It will be unfair that you come out to say that Osimhen had the opportunity of going to Chelsea. He had the opportunity of going to Chelsea on loan, and instead he took Galatasaray. He had the opportunity. If he wasn't the salary, he would have taken Chelsea. The salary was going to Chelsea and Chelsea.
The salary was going to somebody that lost. They didn't even get to be part of salary before Chelsea pulled out. What pulled Chelsea out was that statement from the representative that is being shipped off like some package, and Chelsea felt like, what are we talking about? We're going to pay these guys money, but this window, we cannot spend this money. So let him come back. Mbappe left Monaco to PSG. He left on loan. Do you know that? When Mbappe left Monaco to PSG at 19 or maybe 18 in his career, he left on loan because PSG could not spend that money. It was later they paid the money gradually as the financial.
I don't want to blame Osimhen on the Chelsea saga. Now let me just round up with it.
It's not even about seeing this Osimhen and Chelsea. It's about what design.
Because Daniel just brought it to the table. Now, Osimhen to Chelsea was the old news then. It was all about Osimhen to Chelsea.
Yes.
In fact, he made that drastic decision because maybe he felt like time is running. Because it was the deadline of transfer. That day. But they made that move to Galatasaray. So it would be fair, it would be unfair when you come out to say that maybe Osimhen did not agree to him. Definitely Chelsea must have brought something that didn't favor Osimhen. That's what I think.
Okay, let's leave it. As far as it's concerned, I always, as I've always said it here, we do not deal on speculations. We deal on real stories, of course, real facts and deals that are proved successfully. This one we are talking about it because the fact is Osimhen has agreed terms. That's what we're talking about. Otherwise, this is why we've not been with. I've been trying to avoid.
It has been out for about maybe 3 hours. Yes. It's a lie. The guys will come outside and say,
we wait between now and tomorrow to see, because there's always developing story concerning this. So let's see what happens. Let's talk about related development, but this one now, let's move away from Nigeria. Let's talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo, he's telling us that he's rejected offers to play at Club World Cup. That club who are going to the Club World Cup, some of them came to him. He said some offers were good, some were not too good, but he actually turned everything down. He wants to focus on an answer. We were thinking, because FIFA actually wanted Ronaldo to play at the World Cup, Club World Cup. When Messi will be there, they wanted him to be there as well. And that was why, in fact, FIFA was thinking that, yes,
he made a statement.
He was thinking that he would go to that Al Hilal, but somehow he didn't go through again. But Ronaldo has been taking offers to go to Club World Cup. Is he thinking about his age, or is he thinking about when there's nothing else to read here?
I mean, I think in the same interview he did also clarify that he will not be playing at the Club World Cup, and also he had offer. And why that happened was because he was in a little bit of tussle with Al Nassr when he asked from them that you guys have to improve the squad, and that's the only way I'm going to renew my contract. So they feel like you are a player, you are an employee, I'm an employer, you can employ
I can employee,
telling the employer what to do. But he knows that he's a stakeholder, I'm not just a random player playing here, So later they succumbed to something. And before that, while that was going on, even the fan base were already saying leave the club and all of that. So Al Hilal came, it was clear that this is a chance to go play at the World Cup and feel like going back to Europe. You get, but eventually. He's Cristiano Ronaldo. He, like he said in that interview, he said he's not after individual awards anymore. So it's only FIFA that wants to make it happen, because I know people have been very close with the Saudi side since the World Cup.
Yeah,
that money they collect for World Cup is really huge money. So they've really been close to the Saudi side. That was like the FIFA president when he was in, I think it was this guy, iShowSpeed. YouTuber, he was in his place, and the FIFA president said, "Now we will be playing at the Club World Cup." I mean, he was so sure. He was so sure. He said, Ronaldo will be playing at the Club World Cup, and the guy is a big fan of Ronaldo. He was like, "Oh, really?" So what I'm trying to say is that Cristiano Ronaldo he just showed once again that there's nothing that can move him. He's got a place. He's always loyal to any team he's in until they tell him to leave. And not seeing him at the World Cup won't be a miss. Because for me, I don't think there's anything special he wants to offer. I mean, in my opinion, I think Ronaldo, Messi, that's over already. Messi will be coming to the Club World Cup, but then he's going to be whipped. Left, right, and center.
Wait till then.
Oh, okay, here we go. If you escape that group, because of the African
I know they're not going to win, definitely, but let's just wait. Any team that Messi is in there, I believe that team is going to go far.
But I think they're going to go far.
Their position is not bad in the league.
Are they on top? They are late.
Fourth, yeah.
Go check their table.
They are fourth.
See, when Messi was going there,
the last game,
Okay, the last game.
When Messi was going there, people thought they would just be up there.
I think since turning 30. Since turning 30, both guys, Ronaldo has been a better person, a better player.
Ronaldo has better players than major people since turning 30.
Yeah, major players. And Messi, I think since he got to that US, he's just been enjoying the place, and of course, no pressure. There's some games I watch. I mean, when I see some of those games, where Messi was practically telling the referee, book this one. There was a guy, Messi went come here. This one, give him card. You decide, I mean, Messi, Ronaldo won't talk. I mean, I said Ronaldo. Tomola won't talk. So, there's no competition between Messi and Ronaldo again. It's over. Even if the two of them are at the World Cup, it's just because.
But the question is, why was FIFA president so interested in having these two guys at the World Cup?
That man is greedy.
At the Club World Cup.
He likes money.
Why?
He wants to pitch them again. I know, okay, that's imagine
I didn't want to mark.
They are going to make sure they keep on bringing the two teams winning for them until they get to final, and then now they are
what kind of final would that be?
That I'm sure the rest of Europe will just pull out of that kind of competition now. What are you kidding me? Because they can do it. I mean,
because for you to sit down at that podcast and say
something like that
Ronaldo will be at the Club. I mean, what was it?
It just shows that two of them still have that influence in football, irrespective of the fact that they are still playing. The reason why we are talking about the Saudi Pro League, as much as they are buying players, but Ronaldo is key there, you understand, and they're doing well. And in the MLS, the reason why we are still talking about
talking about it.
I mean, they're always in the news.
No, we have never talked about them.
Reporters are always talking about Messi.
Okay, we have never talked about them.
We've talked about the Saudi.
We have never talked about them. Only the Saudi Pro League.
And
you understand?
I know, but I just show. It shows that both of them still have that influence. But when you look at the quality of teams in the that qualify to the Club World Cup, Al Hilal is there. Maybe it's a signature that Ronaldo might take that move to Al Hilal. We are not sure yet, but. Amongst all the team here, it looks like it's just Al Hilal. I don't think Ronaldo will want to leave the Saudi Pro League. Although there are still other teams there. I mean, in Africa and all of it. But Ronaldo to Africa, that's one thing we are not certain about. And in Europe, the teams that are there are top teams. PSG and all of these things. And I don't think there's any place for Ronaldo right there. But the FIFA president, these are top people. We don't know how they see these things more than we see them. So maybe Ronaldo is going to make that move, and it looks like
that one is over. It's not.
Yeah, it's not happening again.
Whatever you are thinking is not happening again.
The player
you always need your Ronaldo to make Messi look like he's anything.
Okay. Anyway, let's leave that one. We'll have enough time to talk about the Club World Cup. It starts next Sunday.
In 8 days.
Yes, next Sunday. So we'll have enough time to talk about it next.
I'm excited. I'm so excited. Come on, Chelsea.
Come on, Chelsea. Come on, Chelsea.
I didn't even know that, Chelsea. They're not the popular sides there. When you look at
the popular sides,
when you look at the recent
mention. I tell you to mention 8 things.
Recent champion.
We are the most recent in England.
That's PSG. You have to calm down. You have to be humble.
Okay, right.
You talk about Inter Milan.
United telling me.
Who was in the final? You talk about Borussia Dortmund, who faced Real Madrid. Borussia Dortmund last season.
I need an honest answer to this question.
I
want an honest answer to this question. Do you think, as a Manchester United fan,
oh my God,
you have any confidence and audacity to tell the Chelsea fan to be humble?
Okay.
To stay humble.
I have to be humble then. I have to be humble.
You know why I like you? I want me to show you the topic cabinet. You know why I like you? I like you because you are always truthful to yourself.
And I don't like when it comes down early and just tell me, okay, I'm sorry. I don't like that. I want to punch you.
No, you are still.
How can you say you are sorry? Guy,
cool down.
Tell me to stay humble. After winning,
he has told you.
Apologize.
What the Conference League? Against you, Anthony.
He has apologized. Why are you still carrying on?
No, I didn't know how this boy. I've got all the European trophies in the cabinet.
Have you gone to Lagos before?
I've been there, but not to stay for long.
Have you seen all these issues with boys? When they are telling them to calm down,
yes, because they know what they are fighting for. They're telling me to calm down. I'm playing at the Club World Cup.
Okay, for the update of what's happening, Coco God is coming back gradually.
I told you.
He's coming back gradually.
That's my girl.
He's going now.
That's my girl.
It's like she's going to be doing it against her.
Come back, King.
It's about winning the second seat. He's going. Like she's going to win the second seat. We'll be giving it up before we leave, and if it doesn't end before we leave, we definitely get to hear in our subsequent stories and bulletins. Right, let's talk about what's going to be happening tomorrow now. Yes, everyone is looking forward to this one.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why they not target. Anywhere I'm seeing now, you watch social media, you see internet, is picture of Ronaldo and
Yamal.
Is that not disrespect?
No, like I want the brother to speak on that. And if you know, and you have to
the player.
Is that not disrespect to put Lamine Yamal? I mean, Lamine Yamal is not, forget Ronaldo Jr. No, forget their part. Ronaldo Jr. is 16, right?
Is 14.
Okay, sorry, 14.
Is 17. He has just 3 years
Just
gap.
3 years gap.
No.
That means Ronaldo could have given them the Yamal.
Ronaldo was just
So why are they pitching them together like this?
In the Spanish side, in the Spain national.
Well, that's not the don't analyze. How do you find it?
Now,
I'm just thinking,
in the
it's not
Spain side,
respect.
when you look at the
Now,
poster,
you see what I'm
right now,
See why I always want to talk this to them. I don't bring any of this in. Actually,
we are supposed to be talking about the poster boys.
Are
Right
you
now.
saying Ronaldo is still relevant?
It's irrelevant. That's what I'm trying to say. So it shouldn't.
He actually
Lamine
used to
Yamal.
you say he's irrelevant?
Yeah.
irrelevant.
Yes, that's what honestly.
I'm going to cut this part of the video.
He scored a goal and you forgot it.
It's called a goal, fine. It's called a tapping. Let's just say it like that. It's called a tapping goal. And
You see, are you done? Okay.
I'm not done yet.
Not done.
So I feel like
Release all the
it should be like Lamine Yamal and maybe one other young player like Vitinha who should be talking right now. And for Ronaldo, he shouldn't be in all of this scene. For me, Ronaldo is off all of this. He has done well. He's been the poster boys. I mean, in some of these matches right now, it's for the young boys. And
I will read the message for him now.
but one thing I love about Lamine Yamal, when asked about it, he was humble. He said, I mean, he talked about it and he was very, very humble. I think he's calmed down now and he understands talking too much. I mean, is not too good for a young player. But now let's go to
My time to shoot, and I'm going to talk about it now. It's not only disrespectful; it's insane for anyone to actually design that kind of thing and say Ronaldo. But that's not where I'm going. This is from the man himself, the king, Cristiano dos Santos, and Ronaldo. Just an hour ago.
What king?
Don't worry. You will know now.
let's go and
He's talking to you and others. He said, the kid is doing really, really, really well.
The kid.
The kid, not the boy. He's not even a boy yet, because you have someone as old as his age mate is at home.
So you call him kid.
Ronaldo probably told Junior, hey, go wash your shoes. I'm going to the. So Jamal can't be the guy on the poster. He said the club is at a club that helps and supports him a lot, and the same thing as the national team. Now he said, but what I truly ask is that all the people that let the boy should let the boy grow peacefully. Don't put too much pressure on him. For good of the football, for the good of the football, to enjoy such talent for years, he needs to be left alone to grow in peace. Hello, don't kill him, because this is what will kill the boy.
I'm getting worried for Lamine Yamal.
I'm so worried for him. I'm coming to 2 years now.
He's too young for all of
Lamine Yamal could be in Stoke City alone.
Wow.
It's not a cause. It can't be a cause, because I don't have his power.
Because it happened to, what's his name?
Ansu Fati,
yes, Ansu Fati.
And this is not the first time.
They called him the next Ronaldo.
He got the Messi statement. Messi held him. Well, it's called a goal, and Messi carried him. It became an iconic picture, and then they gave him Messi's shirt. Even before Messi started making the transfer, he got the shirt. So he was not to Brighton. He was just on loan. Now he's in Monaco.
He's still in Barca.
He's in Monaco. It's already official. Don't scare. I believe you have a laptop before you now.
He's on the bench. He's still a Barca player.
Maybe say Chan, say it's on the bench. As a press, there's the first animals you have. Don't wait till when you superpose the front page. So now, don't kill the boy. That's what Ronaldo is saying. When Ronaldo had this, when he was at it, I think I will still share the video with you. People are saying this guy, unbelievable. A lot of Fabrizio is saying he's beyond this thing. We're pregnant are saying all these guys are doing actually make a good mark in football. I say we've never seen this before. But they are too quick to forget that when Cristiano Ronaldo was young as well, maybe not 17, but maybe 19, it was ridiculous as well. Look at the record Ronaldo has in football today. Do you think he started that record at 25? To score that amount of goal, do you think he started at 25? Haaland started that way 2 seasons ago. He was scoring goals, and we were like, Haaland, so. And when they will bring out the numbers, they say, Haaland, we need to score so amount of goals in the next so years to meet up with Ronaldo.
We can't even meet up.
So that's to tell you that when you are comparing Lamine Yamal and you are putting him to Ronaldo versus Lamine Yamal, you are just.
We are not comparing.
Not a comparison. And you know, but when I say
comparison,
a versus is you are saying head to head.
Yeah, definitely.
They are going to be head to head.
I think what Bobola said is that they're just those that can actually sell. They use their image.
It's not to say not
sell. But if you ask me, I think it's disrespect.
Disrespectful. You don't sell that kind of.
Bobola also said that they should have just brought maybe a Vitinha. How will you know if what Bobola said that I was not agreeing with is saying that Ronaldo is irrelevant?
No, that part, okay, this is the message I have for him. So he now said, I do have a lot of affection for Leo Messi, that's Ronaldo, because he's calling him irrelevant. I will go tell him when Ronaldo is most relevant, that his own legend is not relevant today. He said, do I see us playing together? No. He said, but there were times when we come for Ballon d'Or, I only to be the one to interpret for him. You're Messi. Ronaldo was the one interpreting for him.
I mean, he's played in England before. Messi had never.
Ronaldo, even if Ronaldo didn't play in England, he's an all-rounder.
So, are you trying to say now language makes him better, or language makes him relevant?
If you want to know, how does it make him relevant? You want the answer to that question?
How does it make him relevant?
You want the answer to that question?
Messi understands it.
You want the answer to that question?
Yeah, what's it?
Yes, because would you rather have a Messi, a Messi at your dinner with your family? Who your family want to be talking about,
God.
And then you need someone to tell him.
That's not in the context.
It's in the context. I'm telling you,
language
what makes you complete as a person is the fact that as a professional as you are, you learn a language that unites, that gives you a global reference. You cannot stand before UN and address the world. You know, Messi, we need an interpreter. Every Ballon d'Or he has accepted. We have to listen to an interpreter to know what he's saying.
English is
not about English. It's about the general language. It's just so fortunate that English is
valid. There are certain countries that
there are no certain countries. You are speaking English now. Why not Igbo?
But Ballon d'Or is
that's because
it's organized by.
That's why I'm saying if you receive Ballon d'Or at French magazine, it's now recognized as a global award. And the one language that unites us as a global family is English. Can we start speaking? Okay, can we start speaking Spanish tomorrow?
I mean, that's because we were colonized.
No, you want to speak.
You understand?
No.
You understand?
Spain, Cameroon, the Spanish language. Even in the Spanish league. Even in the Spanish league.
Remember when Chiamaka Nnadozie won the gloves?
Yeah.
At the other side, the award at the other. She spoke French.
Definitely.
Before she now finally spoke English to Nigerian fans.
And then she finally. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should be. I'm not saying English should be granted.
In that context.
But what I'm saying is what makes you complete as a person is ability.
Not language.
It's not language.
As a football player.
How would you people just have the weapon you don't need, but you have. Ronaldo is complete. But you know calling the relevant.
South Americans.
They don't understand.
It's about Latin.
They don't care
That's
about
not what I'm saying. He's trying to say Ronaldo is not relevant, and I'm saying Ronaldo is beyond football. Is relevant beyond football. You're trying to be a global ambassador.
Can you tell me other thing, Daniel?
When the career of your guy is
Daniel, can you do that? Don't use language.
Language is not about language. I'm talking about education. Is he educated? No.
What do you mean he's not?
He's not educated. Messi does not have a formal education. Go check it.
How do you mean
He doesn't have a formal education. How do you want to go there? Talking about a guy that is complete.
We're going to take this to the.
He's a businessman. He's a footballer. He's a movie star. He's a model.
That should not be in the
You
context.
say that guy is not relevant.
Okay, I think you find.
You said it's not relevant. You have to take that back that one. You need to take back that. Because
I'm saying
this is a global platform.
When you look
We are on a global platform.
when you look at it, when you look at it,
will take that down.
No. I was driving out that. It's not relevant.
No. The said Cristiano Ronaldo is not relevant. The said Cristiano Ronaldo
The best player right now.
is not relevant.
What's he doing differently?
You did said Cristiano Ronaldo is not
And
relevant.
when you spell it on this one,
You mentioned the name, not the form. The difference between form and class is in a class that is permanent.
No, right now, I'm talking about
that is what
the fans at the UEFA.
You never mentioned the competition. So take it back. Correct yourself. Correct yourself again. No.
Right now, there are very two people as those center of the league.
No. I will not allow this to go. You guys
I will not apologize.
You guys are you have brought the gladiators.
No, not gladiators.
We're not doing gladiators.
To be on there. No. You have the right to do anything. To be on there, let him do this.
But it's not the sake of the station. It's not the sake of the station. To
allow the wrong opinion. No, what is in the station? Allow the wrong opinion. That you come out back to the mic and say, correct that statement.
Okay, UEFA mentioned
Ronaldo is very great.
No. Ronaldo is the one that said it.
Is Ronaldo not relevant?
5 years is a good player.
He's not relevant. Just say it is relevant.
Oh, it's relevant.
Let's move on. Half past 4 is the time right here. This is what you listen to Melody 100.7 FM. It is Complete Sport on this beautiful first Saturday in June. Now let's talk. You guys have not even talked about what we're talking about the game going down. You guys, we're talking about the game itself going down. Elsewhere.
Why we have football today?
Yes.
Where football is today is because of Cristiano Ronaldo, but we'll talk about that later.
The game tomorrow.
The game tomorrow, Spain, in my opinion,
Portugal.
I think they've killed the game already before the game starts.
Who killed it and why?
The guys who feel a 17-year-old boy should be winning a men's award. It's ridiculous to say the game is over. And I stand in my office.
Is it over for who?
I stand in my office today, full, more confident as a sports here, that tomorrow Portugal will show Spain what it means to be relevant. That tomorrow you will not be here on Monday. I know you always dodge.
Why will I not be here?
He won't be here.
Why will I not be here?
For the funniest reason.
He will always be here.
Honest. I know him.
He's here Sunday into Monday. Sunday into Monday.
You know why I said
he's always here.
Just note.
He's always here.
I'll be here on Monday.
Okay. Now,
He's there Monday.
I'm praying that hopefully one of these days we'll get to that point where we can be playing recap before we start
I'll
the
be
show.
here on Monday. There's no Monday I
Okay,
don't.
let me just make it clear. Portugal will win that match. I'm not speaking.
Why?
Portugal will win.
On 2 grounds. Number one, you saw the last Portugal game. That game you saw, you know, is a better team. They didn't play to Ronaldo's strength or anything. They played their game.
He said it was a tapping.
Yeah, it called that. In my own opinion, I still felt like that goal was an offside. I shared with
yeah, he said so.
Like it was an offside, but then he showed me to the game and everything came. But for France, for Portugal, what they played against Germany, that was, Germany has a thing for dominating football, dominating the game and, getting away with wins, even if they don't have number 9. But this last game they played, Portugal actually played a lot. Everyone was top on their game. They played as a team. The synergy was there. Even Ronaldo's goal was, despite the fact that it was going to be offside, but yet, even if you didn't score, they were always going to win because they've been good all through the game. So why am I tipping them tomorrow is just because I feel like it's not going to be about Yamal or Ronaldo tomorrow. It's going to be about Portugal and Spain. And we know when it comes to Portugal and Spain, it's always tough. There was last time they met at the World Cup. Portugal, I think, destroyed Spain.
No, they didn't destroy. It was a 3-3 draw.
3-3 draw. Almost like, then I should just say Ronaldo scored a hat-trick. So
yeah, that was why.
Ronaldo destroyed Spain, but it's a different Spain now. And of course, the Portuguese side on the times of experience, look at their back line, they are better on the back line, and they've got a solid midfield. How about that guy in PSG? Just trying to remind you, not only Vitinha, the other guy, Nuno, right?
Nuno too.
Yeah, Mendes. Yeah,
also the left back.
So they've got every.
Who's top Salah?
Yeah, so tomorrow,
almost everyone.
Portugal is going to be doing it.
Yeah.
So Portugal for you?
Okay.
I know you say Spain.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. But I would always have my reasons.
Yes, definitely.
And Spain, current, for me in Europe right now, they're the best team. They won the nation. Euros.
Last year.
They won the Euros. There's no other.
Was that last year?
Yeah. They've not won any other competition. There's no other competition.
I'm just saying it's last year.
Yeah, last year. So, and when you look at the squad, and you would see that the coach puts
and it's still the same coach.
Yeah, so side, most of the same side.
The same guys are really happy here.
Yeah, so most of these guys that were at the Euros are the guys. And when you look at their road to the final, they faced a multiple.
This final or the other one?
No, to this final, okay. They faced Netherlands, faced France.
Yeah.
And when you look at Portugal on the other hand, they faced Denmark. They got to Germany. And for Germany, Daniel said something which I don't agree with. I think ever since they won the World Cup, the German side, they've not seemed to have gotten themselves. They've changed the managers ever since then. We've seen even this man that's coaching Barca right now, Joachim Low, a lot of them now is Nagelsmann. They've not gotten their side. They don't have a fine number 9. They don't have this.
They've never actually been number 9 kind of thing.
Yeah, that's on the flip side, but they've been always a team. They've been always a team, but right now Germany, I don't think they are that group of players anymore. They don't have that group of players that would shine in the middle of the pack. I can go on to check their lineup and I don't even know this particular player, and it's unlike Germany. So Portugal, and they didn't struggle against Portugal. They played fine first half. It was the second half that they didn't have everything up for grabs. But for Spain on the other hand, fine, they are scoring goals. One of the things that could just be their disadvantage is their defense. Yeah, they concede a lot, but they are scoring, and you have to give kudos to the attacking side. So what I just think is a final. I always think a final is decided by what, in quotes, goals. So who's the best scoring among these two teams? For me, is Spain, who has faced much tougher opponents, France and the Netherlands. You can't write off Netherlands amongst the top teams in Europe.
And who have they faced? The Portuguese side.
Denmark
and
in the quarterfinals, and they faced Germany and two of these.
Just for the record, so France is now, and Netherlands is now.
Yeah, when you look at in the recent times, you look at France and they are World Cup winners 2020 before Argentina. Yeah, so in the most recent time, when you look at their individual players, you can't write them off.
World Cup.
Yeah, so I think for me, in as much as France are not doing well, even in the last World Cup, they got to the quarter or semi-finals in the last World Cup. So no, they got to the finals.
Of course not.
They got to the finals. They faced Argentina right now. So if you are saying they don't have that teamwork, how are they getting to the finals? And they are
presently.
Yeah. Fine. 2022 is still recent. That's what I think. And in international,
2022 is recent.
In international football, you don't get to.
Euros are taking place after that. Our competition has taken place. I say recent. What kind of book are you
what it means in World Cup?
Every time since you say that is really irrelevant. Every time you open mouth with that time, you say then.
In international football, you don't get to have too many competitions.
We've had nations, the Copa America. America
after the Qatar World Cup.
Yeah, we've only had
Euros, we have the Nations Cup.
Yeah, that's I'm talking about in Europe right now. The only cups that we've had is Nations Cup. So why don't you have World Cup? That's 2020. No, you're saying if you're talking about
3 years.
It's not about the years, it's about when the competition held. After the Euros, how many competitions have been held?
Where was Lamine Yamal that year? It was 15 years. Now it's 7. I mean,
we are not talking about Lamine Yamal.
I'm not saying let us happen. You say nothing has happened.
You just don't like it.
Yeah, that's your new king, your new legend.
If you are saying the World Cup, 3
years ago is not enough in your book.
You can't go to international football. They don't get to play.
I said 2 tournaments have been played.
Let him land.
2 continental tournaments have been played. Champions League has been played.
I'm talking about European teams. You're not talking about African
European teams. So the teams that play Euros are not European teams, they're African teams.
That's just Euros. If you have just Europe, just one competition after the Euros.
This is just everything is just. This one is ordinary. That one is just.
What I'm driving at is after the World Cup, how many competitions have been held in Europe?
How many competitions? That's more. So how many competitions? It's not long. How many competitions between Nations League after World Cup? How many competitions we do the World Cup? Daniel doesn't understand. No, I don't understand. You
don't understand it. That's why you need to calm down. What I'm trying to do.
I know you're going to educate me because you're educating me about Ronaldo being irrelevant. Now listen. Before Nations League, after World Cup, what do you have again?
Now, I said after the World Cup,
what do you usually have? Just so many. What do you expect to have after World Cup again? Is it not Euros?
Exactly. And we have Euros. And what?
Then nothing has happened again. What do you expect again?
I am saying that after you talked about the fact that it's been long. I am saying in the international competition that maybe is after 2 years or 3 years is not long.
Excuse me.
Because you just want competition. It's not like the club side that you get.
When is the next World Cup?
No, I think I understand.
When is the next World Cup? Let's ask him. When is the next World Cup?
Actually,
yes, exactly. Long.
Actually,
it's not long.
I understand you both. He is talking in the sense of the number of competitions. But you are looking at the years.
You're looking at the years. There's only one competition between what you're looking at. You're looking at the years.
There's only 1 Euros between 1 World Cup. Is that 2 Euros between 2 World Cup?
Exactly that. And it's like the Euros. Now, if next World Cup is let me tell you something.
Okay.
If you win the Euros and you are playing the World Cup in the next 2 years, they're going to be treating you as one of the favorites.
Okay.
Is that not what are you now saying? Exactly. That's what
He's trying to still make France look like the one that was at the top of the world.
They were in the final.
Extending 10 years ago.
They were in the final. Exactly. Why not?
And I said, why not? They're making 2 years.
How many years? Like how many years
today?
I mean, no, that is not the point exactly.
Hold on, Daniel.
I'm telling you that.
Hold on, Daniel. What he's trying to explain, I understand.
No.
For instance, wait. Before we went to the next Nations Cup. The last one in Côte d'Ivoire. What was our position? Second. The next one. Is Nigeria going to be part of the favorite or not?
Because we finished second 2 years ago.
Yes, you're going to be favorite.
You are going to be favorite.
You're going to be favorite.
Hello. That's not a general opinion. No.
No. We are not. Because some people saw it that we lost it narrowly. That we were supposed to have been the champions.
Finest. How many of those players are you still sure that will be in the team?
That's the question. We will not be looking at the players.
No. There is no name. Now I see why David Gallagher said France should not be playing at the World Cup.
France were in the semi-finals.
I see why.
No. In the semi-finals.
Don't know that. Exactly. That would have been a better one. And because Euros was just last year. But 3 years ago, you were telling me that you were at the final of the World Cup.
You were finalists.
What I'm trying to say. And what I'm trying to correct is, it's trying to ridicule them from that angle. Ridicule the French side. That
I am praising them. No, I am saying that they are not small
Spain. He says Spain.
Is that the I know this guy. He said France that finished at this, that was final.
Exactly. I did not talk opponent.
I had this World Cup as if this 3 years ago. Where were you that year?
Bro, that is not what I am. Daniel, you are missing the point exactly. I'm missing.
No. The point here, I'm trying to make France look as if they're still a team at the World Cup. Not the same team.
They are still the same. Not the same team in the Euros. In the Euros, they were at the same time.
When I was analyzing France performance, what was the key word? I said they are like the Madrid of the.
What Madrid? What do you mean Madrid? And they were the same final of the European Nation. And it was not the same Madrid that won the last final. It was not the same Madrid that won the last Champions League
that is still the Madrid we saw this season. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not about the names. For me, for you,
qualifying them as what has made them like
because there's class.
Okay.
What class? This is not the class of
He was talking about Spain, Portugal.
Finally, I just left the middle of the park. That was when these guys had the chance of getting all of this. In a nutshell, and I think
convincingly.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, he said for him, finals are about who scored most goals.
Yeah.
For him, recent history has actually let us know that it's not about scoring goals. Inter Milan scored 8 goals before getting to final with PSG, and PSG struggles to get 2-3 goals to get into the final. We saw what PSG
in the Champions League. I'm just saying in the Champions League last season, PSG scored more goals than Milan.
Hello, calm down. You were trying to bring in a Spain scoring team against their last few games, right?
Yes. And when you look at it, you have your nation.
Calm down now. I know I used to be the one who talks when you're talking. Just let me do that. You just be calm. Now, I'm trying to let you. We said it's about which most free scoring side, right?
Yeah.
Before Inter Milan and PSG, who was more free scoring side?
It was PSG.
In the Champions League.
It was PSG.
Okay, what was the
scoreline?
Okay, and in the quarterfinals, give me the scoreline.
In the quarterfinals, who won? Who did they play against? I can't even remember. But I know that PSG had.
And they won that game with 5. You think was the game they won with 5 or 2 or 3?
No, I can't remember. But I know with goals. In the quarterfinals, PSG had more goals.
It was in the group stage that they were scoring goals. They already scored goals against Liverpool.
I mean, if you're going to talk about I'm just saying that
when you come on a platform like this, try not to enforce your opinion as if it's a
general opinion. I'm not enforcing my opinion. I am the judgment you made. What
you said. Any team, any final is decided by the team that is scoring.
Well, that's why I think.
And then they went on to say, a team that wins the last tournament will be favored. That is for you. It's not general. It's not general.
One of the things I want to say, in my opinion, I would
always clear that side.
I would always say it. I would always say it. You can't tell me what.
In a nutshell, Portugal will win, right, Daniel? Portugal will win.
The game is over.
What scoreline?
Now, for you, when you have said the game is over, why would you make that kind of statement? If you are saying that, I don't take my opinion.
He said for me now. I think I'm hearing what he's saying.
What's possible scoreline?
Possible scoreline. I don't see much goals, but I think 3-2 or maybe 2-1.
Okay, it's going to be narrow win.
It's going to be narrow.
Yeah, 3-1, a Spain win.
3-1.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Everyone is talking.
No hands, no show.
It's not bad.
No hands, no show. No hands, so happy.
Yeah.
Any team is supposed to lose.
Okay. All right. This game is getting crazy. I mean, over 2 hours of plays. Arina Sabalenka seems she's going to be losing out. Kokogov is going to be going all the way to win this because the way it is right now, 7-6, 2-6, and because the third set has just started, Kokogov is leading the third set. Kokogov is leading the third set again, and the way it's going. Let's see.
We don't cause Catala for a year.
Let's see how it's going. So let's go back to your comments now. Of course, let's check your comments out right now.
Oh my God. Mind also, you see, I don't like when someone with
any trouble there.
With a club pedigree coming here to make me.
It's not all about Manchester United. It's not about.
Okay, now let's start from, of course, thank you so much. I like this prediction.
You remember the last, where you stopped, right?
Yeah, let's start from the last one. Okay, from the last person I stopped. Okay, that's Jola Oshoario. After I predicted the Portugal 2, Spain 1, he said I was not forced. Okay, Kepa agrees to become Arsenal goalkeeper.
And only get Chelsea players. And what is Kepa going to do at Arsenal? When you have a Raya.
Commentator Drasha said, Bomola is funny. Ronaldo is irrelevant. Anyways, I'm not surprised coming from
what?
Let's not do that.
A Manchester United fan.
Say it now.
Yeah, what's that?
Don't say it, because that's not what you put there.
It's from a Manchester United.
Well, let me read it.
Yeah, read it.
Because the way you read it, maybe I will read the way the guy put it. He said, Bomola is funny. Bomola is funny. Ronaldo is irrelevant. Anyways, I'm not surprised. It's coming from a Manchester United fans.
I really know that's the mood.
Now, what's the difference with what I just said now?
Is the intonation, is the...
How do you know the intonation between you wrote that?
Because that's, if you look at the emoji, yes, the emojis are
any exclamation there.
Did you see?
Just a laughing emoji.
So that is making like a laugh. And then Victor said, well done, sir, thank you. Thomas Davis says, Spain 2, Portugal 2, penalty shootout. And then he said, Coco is winning, I'm happy. That's Thomas David, thank you. I think that's others will load, but that's what I have. What if you have more there?
No, those are the comments.
Okay, those are the comments, right? All right. Well, thank you so much. Coco Gambia is going now. Well,
there's also Double Octopus. Portugal 4, Spain 2.
Wow. Portugal 4, Spain 2. But what did we hear that?
They know what to do. I have told them already. Just line up with this year.
They are lining up with this year. The way you are forcing them, when you force your life, you to change his.
It's always good when you force him to do the right thing. I always force him to do the right thing.
You change your life, to change his prediction. Now, when are we going to see an international retirement for Ronaldo? When? Because the way he's going now is like the man wants to go to another World Cup. He's not leaving yet. So I'm saying, leave now, let the young boys continue to do this thing. You know that you're a staunch Ronaldo fan. When do you think will be right for Ronaldo? Let's use it to wrap up the show today. When do you think will be right for Ronaldo too?
I think it was the last show I said something about it, that he should call it a day, that it's over and over. And the next game is...
You said it now, before the game, and he scored.
He scored.
So that's what I'm asking.
I remember I also said that day that it's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's not the kind of player you get that is get to be told what to do. When he was growing in football, I mean, he went straight for it. And for me, I feel like we're talking about Novak Djokovic the other time. If you don't leave the game leaves you. But I think what Ronaldo just wants to do is play until the end. And I feel the end...
When is the end?
I think the end for him, in his own books, is when injury starts. And Ronaldo has never been injured. No one talks about it.
That guy is so lucky with injury. So lucky.
Someone call him irrelevant. So,
in my
own opinion, I feel like... I can't even say it again. Because last time I said it, he went on and scored. What if I say it now and he goes and scores a trick against their...
So you don't even know when to tell him to...
For me, Ronaldo is enjoying the game. I mean, of course, there were some chances he missed in that game. There are some runs where it was not as fast and everything. The shot power, everything has reduced. But then he's scoring goals. If he didn't score that goal, I didn't know many Portugal players. I don't see any striker in Portugal now. I think Goncalo Ramos and maybe another person that is actually a better nine. Ronaldo has evolved. He started as a midfielder, a proper midfielder. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, went to become a winger, came to the center forward. So he's a player that I think is very hard for anyone to tell him where to stop. And really, as a fan of Cristiano Ronaldo, it's sad for me to watch him sometimes not do well, or being the reason why the team didn't do well. Because there are times when the team lose because of Cristiano Ronaldo. So especially at Nassau, last season, many games they lost because Cristiano Ronaldo was too demanding on the players. Players can be very easy on them if they just have to play their game and get the goals. But when the man is saying this is it, especially Ronaldo, we're talking about Ronaldo here. Most of those guys idolize him. Whatever I ask them to do, that's what they do, even if it is not, the philosophy of the game. So, in my opinion, I think Portugal just have to, maybe it will take the president of Portugal to say, Baba,
president of
Portugal didn't know how to say it.
So let us say,
we are sorry. Can you follow them as a backup leader? Because Ronaldo is great.
Yeah. I mean, you said it a while ago. I mean, it was a tapping goal, right?
Yeah.
So for him, don't say anything. I'm asking Robola. There was a tapping goal.
Apart from the Mendes who walked it.
Some people are beginning to see that is the reason why some of his teams lose, and some say he's taking the chance of some younger players. So what do you think is right for this guy to leave the scene?
When you look at the number 9 situation of Portugal, I don't think there's a standing number 9 that is in form. Hence why Ronaldo is still started. That's what I think. I mean, Gonçalo Ramos, how many goals did he score? 10 goals for PSG. And even if Ronaldo is playing from the Saudi Pro League, he was the highest goal scorer. This Conceição is still young, 21. He can play from the right wing. So I don't think there's an informed striker as good as Ronaldo right now in the Portugal side. That's what I just think. And then I
must say, you're talking about a 40-year-old man here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's not finished though.
No,
I'm just so impressed that the same man he called.
If he was England, if he was
Gonçalo Ramos in that team.
Gonçalo Ramos is a backup striker for PSG. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and he played. And he scored how many goals? He scored 10 goals. So
I'm just impressed that he's still making Ronaldo the number 9.
I don't lie about my opinions.
No, you don't do that. Liar. You are a liar. I don't like when somebody says you are not true. You not let let's be correct. I want to pick something. It's a political trait we are seeing in him. And young politician has a way of saying many lies and now say one truth. One truth they say. It's obvious truth. They can't do anything about it. I want to pick where he's going.
I think that's why Ronaldo is still starting for Portugal. But should he go to the last World Cup? Now, one thing that Ronaldo is driving out is 1,000 goals, and it's 65 goals, 68 goals close to it. It should just be coming for friendlies, maybe against the likes of Bosnia, Gibraltar, Liechtenstein. This is what Brian has always been scoring and look at his international records. Those are the teams that top.
This guy that has how many goals against Spain? Maybe like 12 goals.
Like I'm not allowed.
What's your attitude to allowing England? See where he's landing now.
What I just think is maybe not at the World Cup. Yeah, I think he could be at the World Cup. The fact is, I don't think Portugal would win, but he should just go there to just continue to get his goal rate. Okay. Let him just score 1,000 because it will be iconic for Ronaldo to have it. It's big ups to Ronaldo.
I'm still wondering why.
Last Champions League,
I'm still wondering why you do not. Why Ronaldo is not
that guy made Man United.
Because you are a Man U fan. And you're supposed to. Ronaldo is supposed to be a idol.
A lot of them are haters.
I watch football, and ever since I've been watching football as a young boy, I've always loved Messi. Okay. So I don't think the debate of Messi is miles away.
No problem. Let's. Any fresh comment or something now? No debate.
Isn't Messi is miles away?
Yeah, that's why.
Don't go there. We'll do that on.
After the show, I'm grabbing him outside.
No, that's Gladiator. That's the next Gladiator. This guy must not escape. That's the next Gladiator. That's what I'm doing with Gladiator. Messi, he is better. The next Gladiator. I'll give you guys. On Monday, we're doing that on Gladiator. You check out on YouTube. You see that on Gladiator. You give your reasons why you think Messi is far miles. What's that? Miles away.
Ahead.
Okay, miles ahead. And you also give us the reason why you think Ronaldo is better. All right, let's begin to roll out this. No fresh comment, right?
Let me tell you, I think there is one fresh comment now.
Okay.
Okay. If we don't get to read this comment, the owner of the comment should know that we acknowledge the comment. Okay.
Right, thank you.
I think he's another.
That's all.
Thank you so much. Yeah. All right, let's wrap things up this evening. All right, so fans, thank you so much. It's still going to go over doing our thing against the winners of Balenka, but let's see how it ends at the end of the day. When I come in the next 2 hours on the Back in the Day show, I'll be able to give you an update if you do not have the update by that time. Thank you so much. But Bola, the Sport Bam Bam.
Yeah, thank you so much to Finance. It was so nice to be here.
Sport Bam Bam.
Big ups to Daniel. Our listeners out there.
To the sports here.
Thank you so much, Finance, for having me. So next time, let's do this.
You'll see me on Monday. I'll be here.
My name is Smitty. You call me to Finance. Let me have a video for 2 hours. We're back for Back in the Day. That will be at 7 p.m. where we're taking back his time. Old school music. Keep it up right here. Melody 100.7 FM.